Hey there everybody, Professor Cloud here with what I think is going to be our final episode of this Professor Builds a Satisfactory run. This has been a needs-based build of Satisfactory, meaning that I've really only been building the facilities and the machines and all of that to actually get through the different phases. I'm not really been building for the sake of building's sake. I do hope to do another run of the game where we actually do more of a, hey, let's build what we want type scenario, or let's build based on what the actual game is giving us based on our location, things like that. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and jump back into this episode, get through ballistic warp drives, and then eventually get through nuclear pasta. There's going to be a lot of skipping ahead because of waiting for things to finish. So I do apologize for that, but I don't really think that you wanted to just sit here for hours, and I do mean hours, in between specific sections in order for one specific part to be finished. So let's go ahead and jump back in. Okay, so we are back at the hub, and let me talk through a couple of things that I did in between episodes. I did make a trip over to the oil fields, and I have been talking about doing this for a bit now, but I have set up the oil refineries to be more efficient. So they were producing fuel, but they were not using the fuel that they were producing. So they were producing 40 cubic meters of fuel, but I only had one fuel generator attached. So I said the problem is because of the undulations of the ground there, it took a little bit of time, but I basically added one additional fuel generator onto each refinery that was over there. So we should be getting another 750 megawatts of power now available. While I was doing that, the nuclear pasta finished the 50 that we need for the singularity cells. Now, if our calculations are correct, to get 500 singularity cells, we need 200 superposition oscillators, somewhere's in the neighborhood of 5,000 dark matter crystal. Actually, here, let's do it this way. So for 10, we need 20 singularity cells. We need 500 of those, so 20 times 50, because 50 times 10 would be 500. Yeah, so we would need, I don't know. To be honest with you, I really don't care because we need the 500 singularity cells for the 100 ballistic warp drives, and we're going to double the production using summer sloops. So these numbers are correct. We need 500 singularity cells, therefore we need superposition oscillators, dark matter crystal, and the nuclear pasta. Now, I don't know exactly how much dark matter crystal. The reason why is because we also need dark matter crystal for the ballistic warp drive. We need 40 for each of that. So that 5,000 is a combination of the two. And I believe the superposition oscillators are also a combination of that as well. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to kick off the starting of the singularity cell production. I've already dropped the nuclear pastas in. Dark matter crystal is already in a container, so is the iron plate, so is the concrete, and it's the total amount of both of those should be in there. So there we go. We are now off and running to produce singularity cells as soon as the items get in here. While that is happening, I have turned off the production of nuclear pasta for now. I will, of course, want to turn that back on, but I want to wait until I can guarantee that I have enough power to do that. Meaning, I want to wait until I can guarantee that I have enough dark matter crystal that I can turn off all of the converters and particle accelerators that are over here at the dark matter. It's not really a facility, but you get the idea. Because right now they are still the two particle accelerators are producing diamonds and dark matter crystals, with the one converter producing the dark matter residue. So we've got another, what's that? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, another 600. So let's go ahead and grab these, and we'll take those over with us. So I think I had 3,200 in the container. For the singularity cells. So if we're saying that we need 5,000 for the combination of singularity cells and ballistic warp drives, then we certainly have enough for the singularity cells. Then it's just a question of whether or not we have enough for the ballistic warp drives when we make that transition. What I'm hoping is that I can get enough dark matter crystals to produce the singularity cells, or that we've got for the singularity cells. Okay, so we've got, this is 16, 4, yeah, that's 16, there's 32, 4, 6, 8, there's 4,000, so we're a little over 4,200, plus the 100 and so in here, so we're back about 4,500, so we're almost done with dark matter crystals. This is producing our singularity cells. We've already got 20. Excellent. The next thing that I wanted... Alright, that's the iron plates. Here's our concrete. Put that in there. I think we've actually already got enough. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 12... I think we already had close to enough concrete as it is, but I can always go grab more. I've got plenty of it. That's not a big deal. So this is fantastic. We've got this up and running. At this point, I don't believe I'm going to need this. However, we can go ahead and start transmitting, putting in the superposition oscillators and the thermal propulsion rockets, so that that can be ready to go. And then all I'll need to do is swap over. So let's grab those, and then I can put those in there. I think I'm going to probably put the time crystals into the fix-it. The awesome sink, sorry. Let's see, how do I want to do this? So we will put the superposition oscillators in there. We'll put the thermal propulsion rockets in there. Huh? There we go. Then we'll need dark matter crystal, and we'll need something else. I forget what the other thing is. The singularity cells. So the singularity cells will be easy. They can go in there, and then we'll put the dark matter crystals over on the end. There we go. Not exactly clean, but at least it works. I'll go ahead and I'll put the summer sloops in. That way we don't have to worry about that. So the next thing that I want to do is I want to validate that I'm not going to need anything else. And what I mean by that is, actually, I wonder if I can speed this up a little bit. 100 per minute, 250. I'd have to increase the belt sizes for each of these. Because what I was thinking of is putting in a power shard. Because I could certainly do it for both the nuclear pasta and the dark matter crystal It's the iron plates and the concrete that I'd have to increase the... So this would go to 200. This would have to go to a Mark III. You know what? Let's do it. Okay, so this doubles the speed at which we produce. I just now need to go and change the belts. Okay, so this now needs to become a Mark... Oops, didn't mean to do that. Why will you not let me... Oh, I know why. Do I have any in my inventory? Yep, there we go. Alright, so that's that. And then... Okay. That'll work. So that'll speed up the time. What is this producing? 40 per minute? Okay, so that one single belt is fine. Yeah, matter of fact, we've already got 100. So this is moving really quick. The next thing, though, that I do want to validate is to get 1,000 nuclear pasta, we only want to worry about producing 500 nuclear pasta. So I want to validate that I have enough. So I want to add to the list. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Okay, so if we're only worrying about 500 nuclear pasta, because we're going to double the production with everything else in the world turned off, there's 500. So that requires 500 pressure conversion cubes and 100,000 copper powder. I know we have the copper powder. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got the 500 pressure conversion cubes, which means I don't need any of this over here, which includes 1, 2, 3, 4, 500 of fused modular frames, which means I can turn in the final milestone. So let's do that.
Milestone reached. The Blueprint Designer Mark III allows for 20% increased blueprint size in all dimensions, for an overall 71.2% increase in volume. Sadly, I doubt we will see equivalent increases in your efficiency.
Now, here's the great thing about all of this. If this means that we're done with production for nuclear pasta, other than transporting the copper powder over here, which obviously we will need to do, and that'll be fairly easy, and I'll do it in between little segments here in the video, is I'll go and grab and just run a string of industrial storage units to bring the copper powder in. I can get rid of all of this. Not really sure why that didn't go anywhere. And we can start running stuff into the awesome sink. Look, we're already at 200. We're going to actually turn on thermal propulsion rockets here or ballistic warp drive, sorry, very, very soon. This is going to be great. I'm loving this. Okay, so for the awesome sink, supercomputers. Oops, hold on. Supercomputers. Don't need those anymore. Assembly director systems. God help me, I don't need those anymore. Time crystals. Put some radio control units in there. Some iron plates in there. Some reinforced iron plates. And then I've got a ton of time crystals over here. So let me take some of these. We'll put those in here. Basically, I'm just trying to get some additional tickets. We're up to 7 right now. I've got 29. I don't even know what I want to buy, to be completely honest. We've got 2 statues. We've got the little doggo and our bronze. What do I want? I mean, we could get the silver statue at 50. If we could get to... We could also get the silver hog at 50. And considering the number of things that I've killed, that probably wouldn't be bad. But that's just kind of what I'm thinking right now, is let's see how many tickets we can get to get the statues. Okay, the time crystals aren't helping as much as I thought they would, to be completely honest. Let me put some more radio control units in there. Oh, we do have a few more assembly director systems. I still have another 50 supercomputers that I can put in there, but obviously I've got a whole crap ton of stuff, and I can go grab more. There's all kinds of circuit boards and computers, and there's a whole lot of stuff that I can do while we're waiting, for example, on nuclear pasta to produce. But this is now done and ready to go. We are currently at 350. No, 300. So we're almost there. Let me see how we're doing back here. Still got plenty to go there. Good there. Okay, yeah, this isn't taking nearly as much dark matter crystal as I expected. We're still going there. And just so that you all can see, here is our production now. We are clearly over 10,000. We're actually fluctuating between 99 and 10.8. We're down as low as 96 at some points. I'm not sure. Oh, the geothermals are what's causing the fluctuation. I still have additional oil fields, by the way, that I have not tapped into out near the Crystal Oscillator facility, which, by the way, I also cut power to. But if you'll notice, my consumption is running between 4 and 45. Okay, 4 and 54. You turn off both particle accelerators and the converter. That drops things down probably to around 3. This right now is running not just double, it's actually running quadruple required power because of the combination of the power shards and the summer sleeps. I mean, I'm using the crap out of this thing. Oh yeah, I have a whole bunch of sand fluctuators. Let me grab some of those. Let me go grab those real quick. I can go grab some additional copper powder while I'm at it. And we'll put those into the awesome sink as well. That was copper sheeting. That's all quick wire. That's not going to give me much cabling. Alright, so let me take all of that. Okay, I'll have to make another trip. I'll come back and I'll get those in another trip. Let me go do the copper powder first real quick. So we still have these 2 that are full of copper powder. And then I have 3 or 4 that are full over there near the computer facility. Now don't worry, I'm not going to do the traveling back and forth to bring the copper powder on camera, if you will, or on recording. But I do want to make sure that I keep bringing it over. Alright, so that'll keep rolling smoothly. Let me go get the sand fluctuators. So this entire playthrough, I am calling it a needs-based playthrough. I've only been building what I needed for when I needed it. Scrapping everything else. In the next run, which you'll hopefully be seeing very soon, I do plan on announcing the... Actually, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that and that. think... Yeah, that's just an empty storage container. Okay. Let's go take this back. Yeah, in the next series that I have started doing some recording of, but I'm not ready to upload the first video quite yet. I still have a little bit more work to do, actually, that I'm going to plan on doing this evening. Is going to be much more of a build what I want video, or video series. So, you know, as I find things, and if they all go well together, then I will go ahead and I'll put those in. Put those in there too. And I'm going to try and be much more symmetrical about things with respect to, you know, being on the world grid, stuff like that. Alright, so let's see where we are now. 400, 500. Really? Huh. Alright, well, I guess I'll let that play out? No. No. Huh. Alright, let me put the... Alright, so that's already got the summer sloops. 1, 5, 2, 4... We're going to be able to do the same thing here. I'll just need to increase the dark matter crystal one, which is going to be here. Oh, I don't have enough room. Take the nuclear pasta. We'll put the nuclear pasta into the space elevator. So, in fact, I actually don't need 500 pressure conversion cubes. I actually only need 460 something. Or 480 something. Sorry, I'm not doing the math in my head that fast this morning. But yeah, this is now done. So the only two things we have left to do is the ballistic warp drive. So this is ready to turn on. There we go. Now, I would love to run this directly into the space elevator, but I think at this point we'll just go ahead and let it run. My only question is whether or not I have enough dark matter crystal. So let's do the following. Let's remove the singularity cells. Okay. Thereby reducing what we need total. Okay, so we need 4,000 dark matter crystal in total. There's 32. That's 38. Sorry, 36. We probably need about 400 more, would be my guess. And somehow I still have singularity cells in here. I don't know how. I suppose I could, now that I think about it, I could have kept going creating singularity cells so that we could test out the teleporter. But I gotta be honest, at this point, I just want to get some of this stuff done. I really, really do. Alright, so let's go put some more things into the awesome sink and see what kind of tickets we are getting, because this is now complete. Iron plates. I somehow have more dark... Oh, I haven't put those dark matter crystals in there. Let's put those in there. We can put those in there. We can put those in there. We'll put another set of those in there. The 100 plastic. What, 10? Okay. And don't get me wrong, I have a lot more things that I could put in there as well. I was hoping the sand fluctuators were going to actually do better for us from a ticketing perspective. I do still also have some cooling systems in here as well. So let's go ahead and put those in. And actually, I'll go ahead and grab the rest of these time crystals. Iron rods, those in there. Okay. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I am going to run a couple of very quick errands. I am going to go grab some more copper powder, first batch from the other location. I also want to go and turn off the blender for the fused modular frames. I don't need that producing anymore. That also means that we can turn off the aluminum production facility from a power perspective. Then we can take a look at turning, because what I would like to do is do that along with the clock speed of 200% and see what we can get done. So let me, first of all, let's put in another one of these. Outbound. That. We'll put some more copper powder in there. Let me go drop off some stuff into there. We can probably turn this off now. Just out of curiosity, let's see how many we got. 13. It's producing 4 per minute. But it is producing 2 for each one, so therefore we should get a full 200 ballistic warp drives using everything that we put in. I'm just not going to remove it from my to-do list until I feel comfortable. So let me take a step away. I'm going to go run around a little bit and collect some things, bring them back, maybe put some more things into the awesome sink, turn some things off, and then we'll see where we stand. So that we can turn on the nuclear pasta. And actually, let me go ahead and connect the nuclear pasta now directly into the space elevator. There we go. So as soon as we turn this back on, it'll feed directly in, and it will slowly count us down to the end of Phase 5. Okay, so I'll see you in a few. Okay, so we are back at the hub. I've done a number of trips for copper powder. I've also cut off some additional electric to some additional places. So if we look right now, for example, we are currently running just under 3,000 of consumption. That is a combination of the generators as well as our manufacturer here is running at 550 as it's producing ballistic warp drives. However, we actually already have 100 ballistic warp drives. Oh, that's right, we need 200. I'm sorry. I was wondering why this was still continuing to go. Yeah, so it's still continuing to get to our ballistic warp drives, but I've now got 3 direct containers of copper powder, so we can obviously keep that going for quite some time. I have continued to cut off power to things like, so for example, I just finished cutting off power to the aluminum factory. So that's no longer going to be bringing... Matter of fact, let's go ahead and remove that, because I don't need that anymore. I don't even know where the drone is for that at this point. It will continue to feed the aluminum sheeting in, but for now, you know, that's what's needed. We have still plenty of dark matter crystal, but I've also picked up some other things. I also went ahead and took down some buildings just to get some scrap. You'll see I've got some high-speed connectors here. I've got some plastic. I put some automated wiring in here. I've got some extra supercomputers. Let's go. We know now that we do not need any more supercomputers, so let me go ahead and, if I've got any in here, I do. Let's go ahead and bring those out. And we'll put these in. These will give us a lot of tickets. We're currently at 17 at the moment. We have 100 and... No, we have 29. Yeah, here, I'll go ahead and put these in my inventory. Let me go ahead and put that in there. And that in there. I think I'll go ahead and pull out the cooling systems. We'll put those in. Motors will stay. Yeah, I'm still trying to be a little careful about this. I don't want to go, you know, full in. Basically, until we are completely running nothing but nuclear pasta production, I'm still trying to be very, very careful. So we'll put those in there. All right, well, we're up to 25 now. So we're up over 50. Which means we can get the next statue. We already have... So from a 50 perspective, we can either get pretty good engineering or the Silver Hog. Personally, I don't particularly care. I would like... Let's see. Or should I try and get to 150 and get the Satisfactory Pioneering statue? That would be the next thing. Yeah. I know that there's an achievement for getting the golden nut statue, but we're definitely not getting that. So there's really no point in me trying to even get there. Whatever does get left over from the ballistic warp drives, I will go ahead. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and tear this down and take whatever scrap came from that. Let me we'll put the aluminum casings in here. Okay. All right, so we're at 150. Actually, 157 to be exact. 159. Ooh, I'm not sure we're going to produce enough. We may end up being one short. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me that I'm going to have to produce one thermal propulsion rocket so that I can get one ballistic warp drive? Really? That what you're telling me? Well, I guess we'll find out. The other thing I did want to point out here is with respect to power consumption, I can still also turn off my iron facility over here. I still have it connected just in case. So that would reduce probably another 400 or 500, if not a little bit more. But at, you know, 2,800 with our production being... Why are we producing so much less? We were up over 10,000. I may have to go back over to the oil fields to check that because we should... Okay, there's 10.8. It shouldn't be fluctuating down that low. Interesting. Alright, well, I mean, it is what it is. There's not much I can do about it. The good thing is, based on these numbers, I actually should be able to turn back on the particle accelerator for nuclear pasta. So let's let this run one time, because I want to see... They're saying that the numbers are 1250 to 3750. If that holds true, then we've got nothing to worry about. But the last time I put summer sloops in and doubled the speed, it was up to 6,000. So that's what I'm concerned about. This first batch will process no problem. Trying to consistently do that. Okay, so we do have just one additional coupon. Yeah, at this point, I don't think we're going to get enough stuff. I mean, I can definitely put these in. I'm going to leave the radio control units in case I do need to get more Actually, I better keep on them. Fused modular frames have nothing to do with radio control units. Yep, that's exactly what I was afraid of. So it probably kicked into the second batch. Yep, 5,000 to 15,000. I don't have enough. And it was only at 72. Crap. Crap, crap, crap. Yeah, so it hit the 98, 99 range. Alright, so let's turn that off. I've got to figure out a way to make this work. Actually, I know I'm going to have to do the following. And then flip it back on. Alright, let's see what happens. Actually, hold on. No. I'm gonna have to... Yeah, I'm gonna have to remove it and redo it. Because remember, we had this exact same problem once before when I blew a fuse. And... this actually works out well anyway. I probably should have done this a long time ago. Alright, so let's do this again. That's too... Oops, no, no, no. Oh, I'm gonna have to go down the ground. That's fine. Okay. Your pasta. Alright, so it's not going to show me the new numbers until after... it gets the copper powder in. Now, we are going to regain 550 from the manufacturer that's doing the ballistic warp drives. And we can gain maybe another 500 from turning off the iron production facility. But that's still not going to get us to 15,000. We're never going to be able to double the speed. All right, let's... Let's let that run. Okay, we're at 185. Yeah, we're going to end up one short. We are going to end up one short. That is so very frustrating. Let me go see if I can purchase thermal propulsion rockets. I don't remember if I can purchase them or not. Nope. I seriously doubt it. All right, let me see if I can do this. Turbo motors, modular engines, cooling systems, which I freaking just got rid of, and the fused modular frame. So, I mean, I only need to do one. I just need 2 fused modular frames, 6 cooling systems, 2 turbo motors, which I have. The modular frames I don't have, so I'd have to purchase those, and I'd have to purchase the cooling systems. I'm going to wait until it's completely used up all of the thermal propulsion rockets, but I'm almost positive it's going to come up one short. Yeah, so 2,000 to 6,000 now. It went from 5 to 15 with the added speed. So if it went from 5 to 15, that means it went up by 3 to 9. So if we only made it half that, it would go up, what, 15 to 45? Theoretically. But that would still be an extra 10. No, I can't even do that. I'm just gonna have to let it run with just the summer sloops. All right, 195. All right, I've got some more stuff here. I may actually be wrong, because I'm going off of the number that's in the internal inventory here. I'm not taking into account what's already being used for production. So we've got 197. It's producing 2 right now. And then it will produce 2 more. So that, no, I'm going to end up getting 201. I'm going to be 1 over. Okay, so we're good. Whew, boy, I was worried. I was very worried. And we're now out of the superposition oscillators, which absolutely makes sense. We still have some singularity cells, which means we can test the teleporter. And we still have some dark matter crystal that I can put into the awesome sink. Oh, shoot. There we go. So that will now slowly tick. Oh, come on. This isn't done. I was wrong. Oh, got to be kidding me. I somehow, I don't know how, I somehow miscounted. I don't know how I did it. It looks... So I need 2 superposition oscillators and 1 thermal propulsion rocket to make this work. I don't know why I felt the need to do that, but damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Okay. So let's drop down 1 manufacturer. Okay, so I need motors, modular frames, and cable. Alright, motors, modular frames, cable. Propulsion rocket. Alright, modular engine, turbo motors, cooling system, fuse modular frames. Cooling system, turbo motor, fuse and modular engine. Alright, so turbo motor I definitely have. I do not have any of the other things. Let me see if I can craft one real quick for each. Okay, I cannot handcraft a modular engine either. Well, that blows. Cooling system. I can't craft a cooling system either. Alright. I hate having to do this, because it means that I'm going to have a lot left over. Alright, so there's cooling system. And modular engine's not in here? Really? Motor, rubber, and smart plating. Smart plating I think I can do. By hand. Maybe not. No, I can't. Okay. Oh, this blows so badly. Okay, so we're gonna have to do this. This is... I'm sure you all are laughing your heads off right now. Engine. Motor. Rubber. God, I can't buy smart plating either. Okay, at least superposition oscillators I can. Okay, so I've got to craft smart plating first. Okay, that must just be done in an assembler. No, I don't. I was just going to say, do I have any rotors? I don't think I have any rotors back here. No, but I do still have some over here. So everybody, this is the problem with doing a needs-based approach to satisfactory. You can end up at the end, there's more motors there, by the way. Let's go ahead and take all of those. That way I can stick them into the sink. And we'll take all of those, stick them in the sink. Okay, we'll let that run. So, assembler, smart plate, and reinforced iron plate. This is going to produce our smart plating. We need just 2. In the meantime, at least, we are continuing to produce nuclear pasta. Let me go grab the cooling systems and superposition oscillators from our cart.
Parts purchase confirmed. Promotion delayed by X times part value
whatever.
plus fix-it stock value.
Okay. Where's that? And then this needs to be modular engine first, then we switch it over to thermal propulsion rocket. That's right. Okay, so there's that. Turn off. Take. Okay, there we go. Now we run. Where's my little... Okay, so this will produce modular engine. Yeah, I somehow came up 1 short on thermal propulsion rockets. So I do need to make sure that I make 2, not just 1. Although, considering I only need 1, I can take the summer sloops out. Oh, how many? I need 5. Where did I get the smart platings from? I crafted them. I need 4 more. No, I need 8 more. Okay, well, obviously, I'm an idiot, so, you know, sorry about that. I will do all of this in the background. The next time you see me, we will be ready to drop the thermal propulsion rockets into the space elevator, and then I'll have to wait a long time waiting for the nuclear pastas to finish. But in the meantime, I will see you in a few minutes after all of these little pieces of production are completed and I have the last thermal propulsion rocket. Or, sorry, ballistic warp drive. Okay, so we have done it. We now have 200 ballistic warp drives. They are still being produced because were extras in here. So I'm just letting them run. Let's go drop these off at the space elevator so we can count this is done. 50, 100, 150, 200. That is now complete. The only thing that we now have left is nuclear pasta, which means that it is time for cleanup. I can start to tear things down, put things into the awesome sink, try and get as many tickets as I possibly can. So the next time that you see me, we will be within 20 or so, probably within 10 of the nuclear pastas. I'll still be running around putting things into the awesome sink. But at this point, I can tear that down, this down, and this down. I don't think I have room. No, I don't. This is now nothing but copper powder. I'm going to need to obviously go get some more to keep this running, but it is sending 2 each into the space elevator. We are good to go there. This episode will be the final episode of this particular Satisfactory series. And I am very excited. I'm going to put these thermal... I'm curious as to... Now, they didn't give me as much as I thought they were going to. I thought those those extra ballistic warp drives would really make a difference, but they didn't. Oh yeah, I do want to try the singularity cells. We'll do that just before the nuclear pasta finishes as well. So let me put some of this extra stuff in here. That's good enough for now. Yeah, so I can put the singularity cells in there. We'll do that when we come back. So I am going to let the game run. I'm going to wait until we get to about 10 or so left of the nuclear pasta. Hopefully I've done this correctly. Let me edit my to-do list because I don't need to worry about ballistic warp drives anymore. There we go. All we have is copper powder and pressure conversion cubes. And as you can see, I only looked for 500 because we're doubling the production using the summer sloops. So, I'll see you when we come back and we're closer to completion. 950 minutes later. We are back at the hub, and as you can see up in the top right-hand corner, we have gotten all of our ballistic warp drives. We did that a little while ago. But we're now up to 992 out of 1,000 of the nuclear pasta. Even with doubling the production with summer sloops, it's still been taking 1 per minute, which means I have had to let this game run for 1,000 minutes, approximately, in order to get to this point. Now, could I have done something differently? Yes, I certainly could have. And hopefully in future runs, I'll be able to handle this a little bit better. Mostly because I'll know what the hell I'm doing. We still have a lot of things that I can get rid of. In the meantime, I do have another 19 tickets. That will get us to 69. That is a beautiful number. I also have some singularity cells. Oh, that's right. It's got to heat up. Actually, you know what? I'm going to take those out. I'm getting ready to blow a fuse. I don't think I have enough power to do this. Okay. I'm gonna leave this alone. I'm gonna keep the singularity cells in my inventory. We'll do this after we wrap up the nuclear pasta. In the meantime, I've got a lot of other stuff here that I can get rid of, so let me take everything out. I have been running some really massive belts here. However, I really only need to do one. So let's go ahead and put in the crystal oscillators. We'll put in the fuse modular frames, the regular motors, and the radio control units. Let them go ahead and get processed. We'll also go ahead and do the high-speed connectors and some circuit boards. I have some more that I could go collect, by the way, but we'll just go ahead and leave that alone. The reason why, so let's go ahead and get rid of this now. I didn't quite mean to do that, but, you know, it's okay. So this is going to get us probably some, I don't know, maybe 2-3 more. I was hoping maybe we could get up to 100, but I don't think we're going to quite make it. I could go collect some more things. I've left computers running, which means I've left circuit boards, high-speed connectors running. There are definitely some more things that I could go and grab. One of the things I did want to try and do, though, is, let me cleave that off. I would very much like to put in a Mark 6 belt. I need fix-it trigons and time crystals. I don't believe I have any more of either one. Let me see if I can buy them. If I can buy them... does not look like it. Oh, there's time crystals. Yes, I can. And then I'll just put the rest of them in the belt after I'm done. Okay. So this will be...
confirmed. Promotion delayed by X times part value plus fix-it stock value.
There is my very first Mark 6 belt. And that is running... Actually, let's take a quick look because I'm not really sure, to be honest. At 1,200 resources per minute. You can't even see what's on the freaking belt. Look at how quickly it's going down. It's amazing. We'll put in some of that in there too. And then I still have time crystals and fix-it trigons. It just goes to show, though, because remember, God, probably 2-3 episodes ago, maybe even 4 episodes ago, I swore, I was like, okay, I'm never going to need time crystals again. Never going to need time crystals again. And lo and behold, I needed time crystals just for the Mark 6 belts. I will, of course, make sure to remember that moving forward. It looks like that's empty too. We're currently at 996. We still got 4 more to go. And we actually have quite a few extra pressure conversion cubes. So I'm going to take 50 out of there. Let's go put these in... to here. Heavy modular frames, regular modular frames. Oh, more radio control units. Concrete. I am happy that I at least built one Mark 6 belt. I was really worried that I wasn't going to be able to do... I wanted to make sure that I came close to doing everything possible. At this point, let me see what we're looking at. That's another 17. Wow. Now see, if I hadn't spent the 10 on the items that I needed for the Mark 6 belt, maybe I could have gotten up to 100 tickets. But that's okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and put the fix-it trigon, or the time crystals, the aluminum sheeting, fix-it trigons. I could go get a crap ton more of aluminum sheeting because I'm pretty sure I've got an entire storage unit full of it, actually more than a storage unit full of it, over at the aluminum facility. Even though it's been shut down for quite a while, I'm pretty sure I still have quite a bit left. Oh, there's rotors in there. Hold on. We got rotors. Put those in there too. You never know. All right, we're up to 998. 2 more to go. We got a minute and a half. We've got a minute and a half. We actually have more pressure conversion cubes. So, I mean, we've got the 32 in here, but there's 50 in here. So if I had the need for more nuclear pasta, I could very easily... I could probably get a whole nother 100 if I needed them. No idea what that is sticking up out of the floor. This is flying right along. Bam. And she's done. What did we end up with? Oh, only another 17. Alright, so that got us to 76. Unfortunately, it doesn't really help us much. Let's go to the specials. We really only have either pretty good engineering or the Silver Hog. I'm going to go ahead with the Silver Hog. And then, is there anything else? I got all of the tapes, and I've got the boombox. I actually never really used it that much. Nothing really more I can do there. Never did really use signs much. I do have some plans for when I do the next run of the game to do light control panels. I'm also going to do some better customization and you know, painting and making things look pretty. Walls, architecture. I do want to use the ventilation bundle. That's the large fan. So any building that I've got like that might have, like, for example, the coal power plant that actually has smoke coming up out of the tops. Any of the refineries do that as well. Use a ventilation bundle to make it look like there's some ventilation in that building. I've got the coffee cup. Okay. I did also, by the way, complete the Caterium. That's actually something else I wanted to build. I wonder if I still have the ability to do it. I actually unlocked the... Where was it? It wasn't under production. Yeah, I unlocked the radar tower, which allows you to actually scan around the entire area for different things. So let's see if I can get... If I've got enough tickets to get... Alright, we'll add you. It was computers. And crystal oscillators, I think. Yeah. There we go. Buy all.
Congratulations on purchasing this statue. It is a truly spectacular and one-off event. If you believe you have heard this message before, please examine yourself for signs of temporal anomalies.
There we go. I do wish they gave us more control over putting the statues down. Because, like, I had no ability to determine how it was going to be facing, what direction it was going to be facing, anything like that. That's pretty cool, though. I do like it. I like it quite a bit. I do wish I had the silver version of this one, but that's okay. Maybe in another run. And then the radar tower. So, let me put the radar tower down. It is a very big thing. It is going to need to be connected to power. So there it is there. And we have finished. So we turn that down. We have finished all 1,000 nuclear pasta. We actually have one right here. Let's go see if I can get some more. Actually, here, let's do this. So this is now our power consumption. We're down to just over 2,000 power, but we're producing over 10. I actually added a couple more oil generators, which I think I may have mentioned. Let's go put this in the fix-it. We'll put those. Let's put those in there. Oh, that's right. What am I doing? Those. Supercomputers. Okay. Oh, we'll put these in there too. And these. Wonder if you can put power shards in there. How many extra? I don't. Why am I worried about power shards? Oh, you got it. I've got another 50 in there. Wonder if I can put power shards in here. No, I cannot. Oh, shoot. I keep... Oh, that's ridiculous. There we go. All right, so now we know power shards cannot go into the fix-it, which I do find weird. Oh, yeah, let me put some turbo motors in there. All right. Let's do the singularity. All right, we'll let it heat up, and then we'll travel back and forth to the oil fields and back, just to prove that we can use the teleporter. That's cool. That is so very cool. It's basically like using a... here, we're going to take every bit of this. It's basically like going through a wormhole based on the TV show Farscape. Very nice. I like it. And it looks... Okay, so every 30 seconds it consumes a singularity cell. That's good to know. That's good to know. Awesome. Well, I'm glad I did that. All right. Oh, yeah. Let's take a look at our radar tower. So the radar tower gives us a view of what is around us. And it's anything. Anything it can find. So it found some weak signals for power slugs. It found 4 Mercer spheres. Apparently 1 summer sloop is in the area. And there's also 1 hard drive. But that means that if there's only 1 of each, means that I found the majority of them. Actually, the summer sloop one is probably the one that's over here. That's hidden behind a radiation wall that I wasn't able to... Because I just don't have enough radiation stuff. Then you can see all the different animals that it found, as well as the different plants. So, kind of cool. I like the radar tower. It just takes a lot to unlock it. It took... First of all, you had to have the Caterium, you had to have computers, you had to have SAM fluctuators, and crystal oscillators, I think. I think it was like 50 computers, 100 crystal oscillators, and 100 SAM fluctuators to unlock it. And then, of course, you had to build it. And the building, you got computers, heavy modular frames, crystal oscillators, and cable. But it's still, I mean, to me, it's worth it, because it provides such a large radius of view that, you know, especially if you had it early, you could really speed up your exploration. Okay, let's... Alright, I want to go to the actual... Here we go. Here we go. Alright.
Unsurprisingly, here's another presentation, but don't worry, I have improved it. This last delivery will be the most important action you have ever taken. Perhaps you want to take a moment to contemplate the gravity of your achievements. Alright, that's enough. This is the end of the Save the Day program. All you need to do is wait for the automated Phase 5 construction to complete. Simply throw the lever and further instructions will be supplied when relevant.
Okay, here goes.
Phase 5 completed. Return to the space elevator after the resources have been processed and added to project assembly. Launch can then be initiated from there. While waiting, please do not break anything. Solve any issues immediately and efficiently. Ensure your power network is stable. Perhaps it is best if you do not touch anything at all. And stay close to the space elevator. This will only take a moment.
All right. That's everything. Okay. Current instruction. Check oil. Okay. Done. Set fuel injection level to 5. All right, before we do that, let me run over to put in more stuff into the fix-it. I've got all this fuel that I want to put through the fix-it. I don't think it's going to get us to another 50, but if it does, I do want to at least have that statue done. Oops. Oh, I did it again. Oh, didn't mean to actually grab that. Might as well put that in there too. Yeah, there's no way we're going to get 40 more tickets out of that. That was worth a try. All right. Set fuel injection to 5. Done. Activate bus B1. Got it. Set left stabilizer to 9. Nope. There we go. Set right stabilizer to 4. Okay. Turn gyroscopic balancer on. Oh, gyroscopic balancer X on. Okay. Turn Y on. Turn Z on. Finalizing preparations. Preparations complete. Okay, here goes.
Initiating project assembly. Assembly. Attaching cargo to main body.
Okay, so that's the 5 cargo pieces from the phases, I'm guessing. Although I see 6.
Leveling inner and outer rings. Attaching propulsion to main body. Fuel lines connected. Attaching control center to main body. Running systems check. All systems online. Releasing propulsion cage. Releasing clamps. Running pre-launch checks and calculating flight path. Locking in cargo.
Okay, so it's
Launch in T-10.
really the
9,
only middle piece.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, liftoff.
Oops. Uh-oh. I almost died. What is that? Oh. Cool. That's very cool. Very cool. Of course, they left me here.
Connection with QAR-437 nucleus established and stable. Dispersion initiated. Reinstancing master nucleus to QAR-436 Akicha, B1. Hello, this is Ada, your new local instance of Ada. On behalf of Ada, myself, and all of Fixit, I want to congratulate you on saving the day. Every single kitten and puppy would thank you if they could. You have proven yourself to be a worthwhile and productive member of the human race, and have contributed something to this universe that will forever change it. Thanks to your achievements, the next generation of pioneers can now take to the stars and construct, automate, explore and exploit, alongside me. Additionally, you have been promoted to local production manager, effective immediately. Your duties to project assembly may be complete, but your duties to Fixit remain. With your help, Fixit continues to make the universe a better place. Stay efficient. Stay with Fixit.
And there we go. So that is the end of our very first run of Satisfactory. That was very cool. The ending was much more than I expected it to be. I definitely enjoyed that. Um, as I said at the beginning of the episode, this was very much a needs based build. I wanted to play through the story. I wanted to get through each of the phases, get through each of the tiers, and although I didn't necessarily get all of the statues that which I would have liked to, and I didn't clear all of the research nodes, which I would have liked to, but I did do a lot, and I learned a lot, especially when it came to when we got to the aluminum facility. What I learned from the aluminum facility is going to be a huge benefit for the next run of Satisfactory. And hopefully, I'll see you all there for that run. The next run of Satisfactory is going to be starting not too long after I finish this one. I actually have already started it, but I'm doing a little bit more curated content creation this time instead of me just playing it and you watching me play it. And me talk through, the analytics of it. I'm actually being a little bit more specific about what I'm going to show you all, what I'm going to build, and things like that. So, in any case, I hope you've been enjoying this content. I've absolutely had a blast with this content. This game is phenomenal, and if you haven't played it, I highly recommend that you do. I think it's incredible, and I had a great time with Satisfactory. The ladies and gentlemen from Coffee Stain have done a phenomenal job. Absolutely phenomenal job. I cannot give this game more kudos, especially considering the improvements they made while I was in the middle of the run. I mean, 1.1 came in like 70 or 80 episodes into the series and made the game even better. Especially the ability to get rid of downships. That was the big one for me, being able to scrap those. In any case, as always, I hope you've been enjoying the content. If you have, please make sure to hit that like, subscribe, or comment button. And hopefully I will see you in other Professor Builds series. If you are watching this on my main channel, don't forget I have created a brand new channel, Professor Builds. And I will be moving all of my Satisfactory and build content over to that channel. So hopefully I will see you there. Have a great rest of your day. I'll talk to you soon.